Now, Qatar has urged an international investigation into Israel's raids on Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza. The Qatari foreign minister called for an urgent international investigation, including by the United Nations, to look into the targeting of hospitals by Israeli occupation army. Israeli forces have launched a targeted operation in Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza, as Israel suspects that Hamas terrorists are hiding under the tunnels in Al-Shifa hospital. To give us more on this is my colleague Akshit Gupta. Akshit, over to you.
Well, yes, yesterday Qatar has urged for an international investigation into Israeli raids on medical facilities in the Gaza Strip and denounced it as a war crime. About the Israel's latest operation inside Al-Shifa hospital targeting the Hamas group. And the Qatari Foreign Ministry also said in a statement which calls for an urgent international investigation, including the United Nations, to look into the targeting of hospitals by the Israeli army. And Israeli forces have raided and combed through Al-Shifa, which is the largest hospital in Gaza, before withdrawing and redeploying around its outskirts. Israel also accused Palestinian militants of using the compound for military purposes, which Hamas has denied. And now the Doha has deemed the Israeli raid a war crime and a blatant violation of the international laws. They have also been leading mediation efforts towards the ceasefire and the release of hostages, and called on the international community to take swift and decisive measures to hold Israel accountable, acting as a deterrent against further crimes targeting civilians. Some 1,200 people, mostly civilians, have been killed in the attacks. And if I just may also tell you, Qatar is home to the political office of Hamas and is the main residence of the group's self-exiled leader, Ismail Haniyeh.
Right, absolutely. Akshit, stay on with us. We're also being joined by Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava. He's an international affairs expert. So, of course, now Qatar chiming in, urging an investigation into Israel's raids on the Al-Shifa hospital. What do you make of this development?
Well, while Qatar is asking for international investigation, but on the other side, Israel is denying any such kind of operation where they have targeted civilians. Obviously, you know, this Al-Shifa hospital is the largest hospital in Gaza, and according to the Israeli Defense Forces, this hospital was being used by terrorists as their command and control system. And beneath this hospital, according to IDF, there are tunnels there, and in tunnels they have established their command and control mechanism. So Israeli defense forces had no other option but to go after them in that hospital to raid them. But yeah, at the same time, it is also very important for the Israeli defense forces to do these operations based on hard intelligence only. And civilian casualties must be minimized. There is no doubt in that civilian casualties are happening, and it must be minimized. Collateral damages must be minimized. And also what we have seen in this situation, that Hamas terrorists, they have been using such vulnerable points like hospitals, schools, mosques, etc. To hide themselves. And they are using various innocent people of Gaza and mostly women and children as human slaves. So I think this kind of a situation, Hamas is also responsible. And but having said that, it is very essential for the Israeli Defense Forces to follow the international humanitarian laws. And though they are well within their right to strike against Hamas, and Hamas, like terrorists, must be decimated, destroyed. This war against terrorism must be fought and won. That is for sure. But in that process, I think Israel will have to do their best to minimize civilian casualties. That is another very important imperative and priority that must be there for Israeli Defense Forces, which I believe that they are trying their best. They are a professional army, and they are a responsible nation. And we can expect that they follow international humanitarian laws, whether it is India or the United States of America and other responsible nations. So they are giving full support to Israel in their war against terrorism. But at the same time, every country of the world, they are asking Israel to strictly follow the international humanitarian laws at the same time.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.